Simon & Schuster Audio presents A Fine Romance by Candice Bergen. Read by the author.
For My Bunny. Part 1. The Arrival. Chapter 1. It was midway through October 1985 as I waddled in a huge plaid tent dress through the ground floor of Bergdorf's. I'd put on almost 50 pounds since becoming pregnant. A woman kept peering at me, looking away, looking back. Finally she approached. "You know, you have Candice Bergen's face." "But not her body," I said. Old friends saw me lurching along the street and burst out laughing. I scowled back. Would this baby be born in a hospital or at SeaWorld? The due date was the second half of October. I'd been hoping she'd arrive on Halloween, which was the day after my husband Louis Malle's birthday. As the date grew closer, then passed, I went in for a checkup. Whoever was in there, she was hyperactive, that much was sure. She somersaulted and flipped around, then she landed wrong. Her feet were tangled in the umbilical cord, and she was upside down and feet first. There was a high risk of her cutting off the supply of oxygen and nutrients, a risk of brain damage. My obstetrician, the ironically named Dr. Cherry, was an affable, easy-going guy, but he grew concerned after the recent sonogram. "We need to think about scheduling a cesarean," he told me. Meanwhile, I was to go home and stay in bed with my feet up. No activity. That would be interesting, as Louis and I lived in a 2-story loft and were having people for dinner that night. That was the beginning of the real bonding. Until that point, I'd kept a bit of a distance, thinking of the baby as a kind of invader in my comfortable routines. I'd dragged my feet about preparing her room. No longer. It was ready, wallpapered in tiny pink rosebuds. I'd bought a white rocker and a white crib with pink ticking on the mattress and bumpers, and found a pink Kit Kat clock whose eyes and tail moved rhythmic.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?